Hello. Recently, hopefully recently, I'm not the fastest, the Outertale Sans rework came out, and I was on revenge because of that poll I did. That can be shoved to the side for now. Alright, we're gonna rush right into the moveset here. To start things off here, we have his passives. His first passive, Hover, when you hold the jump button when he's in the air, he hovers. Can you believe it? Keep in mind that when he's in the air in any capacity at all, even if you just jump, he does not regenerate stamina or stamina rate. When you're hovering, your hover bar goes down. You can see your hover bar underneath your mouse cursor. Now, as we move on to his moveset, please keep in mind that some moves turn into completely different ones as he is in the air. So even if your leg 1 and leg 2 are one stud off of the ground, your Star Blaze is still going to use that aerial variant. Speaking of Star Blaze, that's our first attack. Whenever you have this equipped and you click somewhere, Outer Sans shoots a star from himself. You have 5 of these before you go on a longer cooldown, so if you use 3, you have 2 left before you have the longer cooldown. Whenever you're in the air and this ability is used, a bunch of mini stars come out of you instead, and they follow where your cursor is. They deal less damage, however they have a shorter cooldown, so I recommend shooting out 4 stars out of the 5, then using this to get your maximum damage output. Star blazing, Jesus fucking Christ. Into our next move, Force Jab, position your camera and have a Kara in the hitbox to push them in the direction you want. Very simple. This freezes you in the air while you're using it, so just make note of that if you want, I guess. I don't know. Are you writing this down? You should be writing this down right now. I'm ashamed in you for not, I'm ashamed. Our next move is Gravity. Just watch the demonstration. I don't want to explain this one. Our next move is Comet Carnage. Whenever you're on the ground and you click, you summon a meteor. You can hold this down to summon little mini stars that do deal damage, but not a lot, so I wouldn't rely on those for damage, to spawn bigger meteors. These obviously have a bigger range of effect and deal more damage. Nothing else about them changes. If you aim for yourself with this meteor, you're able to go quite far, especially if you jump. However, you do deal more burn to yourself than you do the Karas, so watch out for that. Hang on, I'm sorry, I just started editing, and I went to Comet Carnage, and then I realized I didn't record the aerial variant of it, for some reason. So here we are. Basically, when you get into the air, you charge up for a little bit, and then you slam down to where you would be if you were on the ground, creating a shockwave. The higher up you are, the more damage you deal. The next move, oh, I love this one, it's a Black Hole Blast! Whenever this ability is used, you freeze in place, and then you summon a black hole, which sucks up Karas. This stuns them for a little bit of time and knocks them back, and deals 5 damage right after that, so that's pretty nice. I don't know why I decided to include my input there. Yeah, that is nice, man, thank you. Blasting our way into the next ability, it's called Tri-Blasters. Whenever you click, you summon 3 blasters right next to you. These blasters are different from any other ones you've seen because they follow where your cursor is before they fire. If you click E or Q on your keyboard, your blasters turn into an ability called Orbital Strike. These blasters summon a wave of blasters above you and they shoot down, obviously. And if anyone gets hit by them, they aren't allowed to jump anymore and they get slowed for a certain amount of time. You can see when this is over when they aren't blue anymore. The next ability is called Wormhole. Whenever you use it, you place down a wormhole. Whenever you go inside of this wormhole, it uses up the wormhole and you get sped up and you go invisible. If you go outside of a certain range from the wormhole, you're able to fire bones from it in the direction you placed it. Now, let's talk about what type of character Outertale is. First of all, he's a reactionary type character, which means you have to have patience. I know that's a tough concept, but you can grasp it, I believe in you. Basically, you have to wait until the cars come to you before you can start doing things, because a lot of your attacks aren't long range. While waiting for your enemies to get closer to you, you can use your long range attacks in order to deal some quick chip damage on them. However, don't jump while doing so, because you're gonna waste your stamina regeneration time. Now, this guy is also a combo character, but I'm not giving you any help on that, you're gonna figure it out yourself. This guy relies a lot on Roblox physics to succeed, and I don't know how to explain that. Between you and me, I got a 79 in physics last year, so that's not my place to explain.
Oh my god!
Alright, now we're gonna go into the tips, also known as the section where I read off a Google Doc for 3 minutes straight. Alright, whenever you start a round, make sure you instantly set up Wormhole so you have a piece of the map as your own. Then, right after that, target somebody with Star Blaze and Tri-Blasters, preferably as support so they don't heal away all of your damage, and then target them later on with your closer up moves so you have somebody eliminated very early on. Having less people attack you later on as Outer is such a big game changer, though I guess it's like that with every other character, whatever. The next tip is aim your Tri-Blasters. Are you serious? Dude. Like you're gonna aim at the wall. Okay, I'm gonna add on to this. Don't ever use your tri-blasters up close. It just is not worth it. Use orbital strike instead. When you're far away enough from your wormhole in order to spawn the bones, don't spam them, as tempting as it is. Yeah, I know you're gonna want to camp in them, but that's not the way to go because it's gonna waste all of your stamina, and when they eventually get impatient and jump you, it's not gonna pay off. Also, ignore the grammar and typing mistake on Starblaze. Grammar mistake because it's stung and not sting. Anyway, don't try to launch yourself with the Comet Carnage meteor anymore. It just isn't worth it anymore. After they increased the self-inflicted burn from 3 to 6, it's just not viable anymore, no matter how much damage you can deal. Because keep in mind, you're in the air, not able to regenerate stamina, and you're just losing it for free, basically. Speaking of keeping an eye on your stamina, ignore the size of the map. They are evil traps. Don't go too far in, or else it'll be really painful to get out. Whenever all of your good attacks are on cooldown, try using the black hole you get from jumping in order to stall out the cars from attacking you. Speaking of jumping, please don't jump me for recommending a tip only people with upgrade 3 can use. You know, speaking of upgrades, don't ever rely on upgrade 2. I think that's like the worst upgrade in the game other than Aftertale's old KR upgrade. Gravity reverse is your #1 priority. Whenever you see an opportunity to use it, use it. You decide how, just use it. I personally think it's the best move in his moveset, but other people probably have different opinions. Which I don't want to hear, so don't comment them. Thank you. If a suitable attack, such as Gravity Reverse, is able to be used, try using Force Jab to push Karas into the attack. I already said this, but I'm not able to explain Roblox physics to you, so you're gonna have to learn this one on your own. This is why I didn't feed you combos like I did with the Crossbones video, which you should totally watch, you know? Although, to add on to the previous tip, the easiest way to land Gravity Reverse and Force Jab is to jump over a Kara and use Force Jab directly down onto them, and then Gravity Reverse, because they get forced into the ground, and it's easier to hit, because they won't move too far. Anyway, don't use Black Hole in the air unless someone else is in the air, otherwise it's hard to hit. And don't use your Tri-Blasters in the air unless you're the next Fat Magic, because I am certainly not. Speaking of black holes, keep moving during animations, such as the black hole summoning one, so you lose 5 stamina instead of 15. Because if you get hit while you're standing still, you lose more stamina than if you were to be moving. However, you still count as moving if you're doing it during an animation. Don't use Gravity Reverse on yourself, because that's just going to trap you in a disadvantageous with a Kara who's on your level, and the Karas below you will suck on your toes, and you don't want that. Unless that's your sort of thing, then I don't judge, I guess. Kill every single Snow Ring player you see because they're able to instantly heal health and deal damage from a range. And those two things are Outer's weakest points, so you're gonna want to get rid of those players as soon as you can. And last, but probably least, Gravity Reverse on a Kara stuck in your flight black hole. After hitting Gravity Reverse, charge up your meteor and hit the MF. Also, Gravity Reverse just makes most attacks 100% hit like the Comet Smash. I feel like I've said that already. So I was gonna have a little section where I played the game as the character for a bit and I reviewed footage to see what I did wrong or right, but I did name my files, and I'm in the middle of recording like 5 other videos, so I don't know where that gameplay is, and I keep seeing it labeled as first round rights, first round wrongs. For the first round, I did baby combos, which is cool, but I don't know where that footage is. Although another good tip now that I'm looking over this is only camp when you're able to. Don't actively look to camp, or else you're gonna put yourself in a bad spot. Now, the last thing I'm gonna do for this video is show you a round of my gameplay to see what you should usually do in a round, but do keep in mind you shouldn't copy me bar for bar here, because I'm not the best at Outer. Alright, and that's where I'm gonna end it off. I didn't actually spend too much time on this video, I just, like, got lazy. Not gonna happen again. Maybe. See you later.